Guys. I am annoyed. This show is filled with too many hypocrites. Too many hypocrites. And I just really can't. Okay, let's really get to it. This is Reed for those who don't know. I come to talk to you about what I've either read in the blogs, watched on TV, or heard in these streets. Today it is all of the above. Yes, guys. And why is it all of the above? Because we're talking about pump rules. Vanderpump Rules, which is on Bravo. Lisa Vanderpump's show centers around her restaurant, for those that don't know. And it's been a whole lot of hoopla going on in the blogs, on TV, on everything. And we're going to speak about a couple of things, right? We're going to break down some of the things within the reunion that was just aired. Disclaimer, unpopular opinion here. I'm going to put it out there right now. Unpopular opinion. If you know good and well that you are Team Ariana, but yet you're unable to just listen to others' opinions without getting upset, please go ahead and exit. Go ahead and exit, because you're not going to like this video. Let me say something, guys. I have watched Vanderpump Rules since the very beginning. I am not someone that has just discovered the show because of this Scandoval that's taken place, right? Because of this scandal. I have watched it for 10 years, so yeah, I've been here from the very beginning. As a matter of fact, I went ahead over the last couple of days and rewatched season 2 and 3 just to get an idea of when Ariana came into the mix, just to refresh my mind on everything. And it kills me that this show is filled with so many hypocrites. Okay, so yes, for those that don't know, if you are familiar with this show, for those who've been sleeping underneath the rock, Tom Sandoval, who Ariana has been with for close to 9 years, it's been, decided to start sleeping with one of her close girlfriends, Raquel, who is also the ex-fiance to James. And James and Tom had their own friendship, brotherhood type of ordeal. Okay? It's become this whole mess, right? Now, mind you, what they did was disgusting. What Tom and Raquel did was absolutely horrible, disgusting. I think Raquel is scum of the earth. I think that Tom is scum of the earth, but Tom has been scum of the earth. Okay? I think that they are scum of the earth. So this is not me coming to defend them in any type of way. However, I think that a lot of people on this show is scum of the earth. That's where I'm at with it. I think that it's a lot of hypocrites. I think that it is a lot of finger pointing. I think that it is a lot of scapegoating. I think that it is a lot of weak-minded individuals. I think that it is a lot of followers. And I am just up to here with it. I'm up to here with that. We have, and I'm going to go down the line of why I think everybody during this reunion is miss me with this, including Ariana. Right? Lala, every time Lala speaks, I get furious. And I get furious because Lala is using this opportunity to deflect from her years of bullying to this girl, to Raquel, I'm saying, from her sleeping with a married man, okay, all because he had money. Let's be real, because Lala, out of her own mouth this season, admits that the sex was horrible. She has literally had to fake every last thing. So it's what were you with him for? You were with him because he was spending money. And you were dealing with him when he was married to another person who is a famous actress. Well, she's like B-C-list actress, but she's still more known than everybody on this cast. Okay? And you were dealing with him then. And your excuse is, well, I didn't know right off back. Okay, but when you knew, you didn't break it off with him. Instead, you got engaged to him, you married him, you had a baby by him. So now it's kind of on the fence as far as, did you know or not? Because you've always had a reputation of, being out there. She's had a reputation, not even just a reputation also. Lala admits to laying down with James Kennedy, yes, James, Raquel's ex-fiance, admits to laying down with James while he was in a relationship with Raquel. And Lala gets on this reunion, and it's just like, I knew that she was scum and she was this and Raquel was all of these things. No, Lala. No, Lala. You've just got your break and you decided to take it. You were treating that girl bad, not because you knew she was a bad person. Absolutely not. None of us knew that. Okay, let's not play that games. You didn't know any of her family friends. You didn't grow up with her. We didn't know of her cheating on James. You were treating that girl badly because you were laying down with her man. And to not feel bad for what you were doing, you now made Raquel to be this horrible person. Now, mind just before we knew she was horrible. But the way you were bullying her was you convincing yourself that this girl is trash with no proof in order to feel better with you laying down with her man. There's a saying that goes that people will rather make you out to be the bad person just so they don't feel bad about how they treated you. Lala is a poster for that. Okay? So I say all of that to say, and mind you, Raquel didn't even find out about it until this season. So I say all of that to say that Lala, you have no place to speak on anyone's infidelity and anyone's turmoil. You have no place. And your only back rebuttal is, well, that was 6 years ago. I don't give a flying rat's ass if it was 60 years ago. You did it. You proudly did it. You were bullying her in the midst of laying with her man. Mind you, you yourself was in a relationship. And you guys want to convince us that this was at the beginning of your relationship. I don't believe that. You probably was dealing with James as well during it as well. Because Randall wasn't getting you off. And he was just there for financial stability. Until you realize that he didn't have no money. Karma came there. But it drives me nuts every time she uses this opportunity to now say, oh, yeah, scum, Tom, you're scum, Raquel, like Rachel, like you're this and that. And everyone in the world is allowing it. We can hate Rachel and still recognize that Lala has no room to talk. Two things can be true. Two things can be true. We can look and see, Raquel, you are scum for what you did to Ariana, and still recognize that Lala, you are the biggest scum. And that is what drives me nuts with this cast, right? It's not just Lala, right? Then we add in James into the mix. Now, mind you, at the beginning of this, I felt bad for James because I was like, yeah, you portrayed yourself as if you were close with James. And now Tom is like, well, look, like, you thought of me like a brother. I didn't think of you that way. Tom, miss us with that. That was very low of you. Because if you didn't think of him like a brother, then why on God's green earth were you willing to spend thousands of dollars to help him propose to this girl? No, we're not going to say that. Now, if rather you have said, listen, you did the exact same thing to me, which in a way, Tom is right. I rewatched the season. It was season 3 reunion. Was it season 3 reunion? Yeah, season 3 reunion, where they discussed the fact that James, of course, used Kristen to get on the show. We knew that. Actually was trying to use Tom as well. They were doing music together. They were moving together. All of these things. I then decided that, Kristen is giving me a better opportunity. Let me start smashing his man. And then turn it around and just like Lala, try to create beef with Tom so you didn't feel bad about the actions that you showed. Now, over the years, you guys got past it. But you did that. And then the excuse is, well, I was 21 years old. Yes, but James, in 10 years, in 9 years, you have not shown, and don't get me wrong, you're great for TV. I have a love-hate relationship with James because he's funny as hell. But in 9 years, you have still shown levels of immaturity, that it is hard for us to look and go, yeah, you've grown completely out of that. You are still out here verbally abusing these women. Still. Let's not forget you were spitting on Kristen's door. Let's not forget the verbal abuse he was doing on camera to Raquel. And now you're with Allie, who is using, like, it's like everything is coming full circle, I feel. Because you use Kristen to get on the show, and now Allie is using you to get on the show. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that Allie is not interested in James. They have nothing in common. They have no chemistry whatsoever. And every time James is around on camera, Allie looks like she's annoyed. But she's like, listen, I'll stick this out as long as I need to in order until I become a main cast member with my waitress Trey in the opening credits. That is very obvious here, okay? But you went and you knew that you were laying down with Lala. And while your girl is crying to you about the bullying of Lala, and Lala, we're not going to say, oh, we're grown-ups, there's no bullying. Yes, you can still bully an adult, especially a weak-minded one. And you knew that. Let's not play that at all, Lala. The same Lala that these group of people didn't give you the time of day when you came on this show. And you were talking about, this is so reminiscent to when I was a child and, I was disinvited to a party and nobody wanted to play with me. That was you, Lala. And the only reason when they gave you a chance is when you got with Randall and you were inviting them on the private plane. That's when they decided, oh, okay. Yeah, she's kind of cool. Let's be real. Had it not been for Randall, you would still be on the outskirts with everybody. Let's be real. I've watched this season from the very beginning. I watched this series, forgive me, from the very beginning. I could tell you every piece of it. Let's be real. And so you were bullying this girl. James, you knew Lala's issue because you was laying with her. You were laying with her. And now you're trying to judge the fact that, Tom is a worm with a mustache. He is, correct. But you did the same thing, the same way that Tom had had Raquel smiling in Ariana's face while he was laying down with her, is the same way you were present while your so-called best friend, Lala, was bullying your girlfriend while you were laying down with her. And you were turning a blind eye. None of you have room to talk. Okay? None of you. Then we get to Scheana. And at first I was going to excuse Scheana because I was like, okay, Scheana hasn't dealt with anyone in the group. But let me tell you what make you just as guilty, Scheana. Scheana, you were on board. Not only were you on board, you encouraged Raquel to deal with Tom Schwartz. And you encouraged it. And I don't care what you're crying on this reunion about, oh, no, she made it seem like you were bullying her and this and that. And that's why, I believed the lies she was saying. No, it has nothing to do with that. Because just like Katie said, I told you. And not only that, but you watched the season. You watch the season. You are Watch What Happens Live with Raquel. Still showing no remorse for the fact of Raquel dealing with Schwartz. Really laughing when they were saying that you encouraged her. All because you didn't like Katie. Because Katie has shown you signs of being a mean girl. Okay. And you use Raquel as a pawn. Sorry, guys. I'm just you use Raquel as a pawn to get under Katie's skin. It was all fun, and even though that was completely wrong. How dare Raquel do that and then still show up on a trip that was centered around helping Katie get past this divorce. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm coughing on camera. But yes, you were totally on board with that. But you drew the line because it just so happened to be your best friend. People that lack boundaries lack boundaries. Raquel lacks boundaries. Okay? The same way that Lala lacks boundaries. Let's not act like Lala wouldn't be capable of doing the exact same thing that Raquel did. She lacks boundaries as well. None of you guys care about these boundaries that are lacked from individuals until it's done to you. Let me tell you something. I was once that same person. That same person. I was Ariana. I was Ariana. Where I knew, and I'm drawing Ariana into this because you as well knew that your business partner / close friend was upset with Raquel for dealing with her soon-to-be ex-husband. And then as Raquel is tormenting her, like teasing her about it, you're stepping outside during the season finale to get in Katie's face. You're being disrespectful to Katie's mom. Ariana's present for all of that. And her main thing was, well, keep me out of it because both of you ladies are my friends. Instead of saying, hey, Raquel, it's kind of wrong. Yeah, I don't know if I could stand with that. So you didn't find a problem with that until it came to your front door. That's the only way you find. And the crazy thing was, I was in Ariana where I had a friend that lacked boundaries. And I was like, that's still my friend. That's over there. It's not done over here until it was done to me. And as hurtful as it was, guess what? No one gave a flying rat's ass. Excuse my French. And they didn't because I had already seen that traits in that person as they were doing it to other people and someone else. Okay? And now it's come my way. And it's like, wait, what? And just because the other person, they're like, well, I don't have a friendship with that person. It still is wrong. It still is wrong. Only to realize this person lacked complete boundaries. So now guess what? Now if I see any signs of any trifling behavior in any friend on anything, it doesn't even have to deal with a man. It can be with anything. If I see something that is so trifling, I'm going to step away from you. Because I do not believe that I am, above any type of that disrespect coming this way. Hell, even Jesus was betrayed. What are we talking about here? So, Ariana, you sat there silently on some, let me just keep my hands away as all of this is going on between Raquel and Katie, only to realize that they were nothing more than a cover-up for her actually knocking down your man. Then you add in the fact of, well, you did the same thing with Kristen as I rewatched those seasons. You made the girl from Miami look like she was mentally ill. You were totally on board with that, even though you knew that Tom had actually laid down with this girl. Okay? And your excuse at the reunion is, well, the Miami girl, that was at the beginning of our relationship. We weren't that serious then. Well, then why didn't you say that years ago? Why didn't you say, yeah, he knocked you down, but I don't care? Because we weren't really exclusive when you guys were doing all of that. We're exclusive now. Show me something around these dates. And then that would have killed all of that. No, instead, you joined forces in him to make that girl look crazy. And now 9 years later, when this has been done to you, now all of a sudden you want to bring that back up. I'm telling you, I rewatched season 2 and season 3. And when Kristen was complaining in regards to you, you sat down with Scheana and you said, I am prettier than Kristen. I have a better personality than her. Like, you were basically like, Kristen has nothing on you. Even though you knew of Tom's history, even though you assisted with the cheating, but your mindset was she has nothing on me. I'm younger than her. I'm cuter than her. I got a better personality than her. And now 9 years later, he's done the same to you. He's found a beauty pageant girl. Whether she's won an award or not, Raquel is still gorgeous. Let's not act like she's not a pretty girl. Ariana's pretty too, but she's gorgeous as well. She's younger as well. And she makes him feel like he is the smart one in the room. Okay? Like the exact same thing. And people keep saying, well, that's different because, they were life partners. They were together for 9 years. Him and Kristen were together for 6 or 7 years. Why are we minimizing that as if him and Kristen was a passerby? They were only together for 6 months. They were together for what, 6, 7 years? 6, 7 years is still a very long time. 9 years is a long time as well. None of you guys were married. Let's be real. Whether you purchased a house or not, none of you were married. Period. And we don't want to discuss any of this. We want to ignore all of this. And that is what's driving me nuts. Let me tell you something about karma. You don't get to say, well, that's different because that one was not the 9 years that we have. The same way that Lala doesn't get to say, well, that's different because that was a few years ago. Right? Karma has always been a bitch. Excuse my French. And she is not called a bitch because she gives you the same level that you give her. She is not a bitch because you pop her like this and she pops you back. Or you slap her and she slaps you back. That's not why she's a bitch. She is a bitch because the moment you antagonize her, it's on. You can pop her like this. Karma is coming with an AK. Loaded. Ready to fire. Okay? And depending on the cramps during her menstrual cycle will determine if she puts blindfold on. And the blindfold is for, as she's shooting this AK, it's going to hit whoever that's with you. Meaning that whoever that's connected to you can get that same karma. That is literally what that is. You don't get to determine because your relationship was stronger than Kristen that it doesn't come back. Now I want to be clear. Tom is scum. Tom is an awful person. I'm not knocking it out. Raquel is scum. Raquel is an awful person. But I'm trying to get y'all to see to everybody. And this is not a matter of, Kristen forgave. It doesn't matter what Kristen forgave. Karma doesn't care who forgave who. Karma is karma. Karma does not care. At all. Nobody on that stage has a right to talk. Not the people that encouraged Raquel's behavior, like Scheana, and not the people that have portrayed the exact same things. Like I saw where Jax comes out on Watch What Happens Live and he's talking and now he feels like he's vindicated. You're not vindicated, Jax. You still was an awful friend. Awful. The same way that Lala's not vindicated. None of you guys are vindicated. The only thing that has happened is that Tom, who has portrayed himself as a sheep, was a wolf all along. That's where we're at. That's the shock of all of this. That's the shock of it. And it is very clear that their relationship, was in turmoil, right? Now, again, that doesn't give Tom the reason to do what he did because him and Kristen's relationship was in turmoil and he still did not grow the balls to say, hey, I'm done here before moving on to another woman. Same thing here with Ariana. Have the balls. Just like Scheana said to you, tell her you're done, regardless of what suicide she's claiming that she may have. Get her family and friends and go on about your business. He didn't do that. He instead chose to sneak around with her best friend. Raquel is awful. She is scum that is looking for, just as Ariana said, she is searching for acceptance. And not just acceptance. Raquel used James to get on the show as well. And Raquel is looking for any means to climb up that ladder on Vanderpump Rules, even at the expense of her friend. Raquel don't have it all in the head. The fact that Raquel smiles through half of these very awkward scenes that involve her, it's like I'm not sure if there is something like mentally off with her or I'm not sure that, she gets a kick out of this. A part of me feels like she gets a kick out of being the villain. A part of me feels that way. I don't know. But anyways, that's all I have to say in regards to everyone. I'm just over everyone. It was too many hypocrites. I was losing my mind. It was too many. Oh my God, like I only told her to do that because, I was believing the lies she was saying. I'm so sorry, Katie. Miss me with that, Scheana. It's too many of all of that. That's all I have to say. Sorry that this has taken so long. Definitely make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If I've offended anyone, I apologize. But, this is my opinion. I've already said to you guys it's going to be an unpopular opinion because, yes, I want Ariana to heal and I want her to come back and thrive. But, I want everyone to recognize that, everyone has played scum. Tom is the biggest scum of them all because he's done this multiple times. But everyone has been a scum. And Lala needs to keep her mouth shut in regards to it. Okay. Bye, guys. Talk to you later.